Good evening, everybody. My name is Cutter, APTR. I will be here on the official NC State Esports, casting your NC State CSGO team against you, Kentucky. I'm joined this time by the wonderful Avi. Avi, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Cutter. It's great to be here. I know you've been producing the CS matches for the team for the past 6 months or something, and I'm so glad that we can finally get you on the mainstream.
No kidding.
Let's talk about these vetoes. I'm interested. Vertigo's the first map pick.
I am really interested in Vertigo. Vertigo, a map that we saw a lot of NC State on last season, and have not really seen any of them this season. So we'll see how that looks. So Vertigo, I'm excited for. And that is, I believe that's you, Kentucky's pick, if I have that right.
I think so. Question mark.
Looks.
Kentucky banned overpass. Vertigo was picked by Kentucky. Second map is going to be Anubis, picked by NC State, and then Kentucky banned away NC State banned away Agent, and Inferno going to be our map 3 decider. Just a classic Inferno map 3. That's what we like to see.
There you go. No overpass is really interesting for an NC State team that has really, as far as I understand it, and have been casting them for the past season, has called that overpass map home, and so to not see it here is certainly interesting.
It's looking like Kentucky banned overpass as their first ban, so they were not messing around with that. They know that NC State plays that map. I'm pretty sure this is probably the broadcast, not the broadcast, the team doing some research, doing their homework, and making sure that NC State not going to get comfortable on overpass, and forcing the Vertigo instead is not bad at all. And like you said, NC State played this map a lot last semester and the semester before that when Stellar and Iltim NC were still on the team.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Another bit of a comfort pick for Tau and the team. So
absolutely,
we're gonna be looking at some pretty interesting on map 1.
Absolutely, yeah. Vertigo will be map 1, Anubis map 2, Inferno map 3 decider. Inferno, we actually saw Avi, on this most recent scrim that NC State played against ITE. We would love to repeat that Inferno if we go there. That was a 16-1 demolishing by NC State of ITE in a match that didn't even crack 45 rounds in total across 2 maps. So really coming off a great scrim, great practice, and coming in hot to this match. And I'm excited to see what they can do against Kentucky.
I will say this Kentucky team is probably a bit of a different beast than ITE. This Kentucky team does not mess around. Danilo and friends absolutely have some shooters, and they have been taking heads in FACEIT Collegiate as well. So I'm really, really excited to see how the Wolfpack stacks up against Kentucky.
Absolutely. That is something to talk about. Not last season, but the season before, NC State did play Kentucky, and at that time there were some power rankings that were going around, and NC State was ranked a good few spots below Kentucky by NC State's own admission, and NC State ended up winning that matchup in a great match. And I think for Tau and for the guys on this team who played that match, this is to make sure that wasn't a fluke. This is a real prove it, and NC State's got a lot to look forward to in this one.
It is notable to say that the only remaining member from that team that took on Kentucky 2 semesters ago is Tau. Everyone else has graduated, moved on, gotten jobs, and had kids. Not really. But this is a pretty fresh team. A couple of really young players, Mace, especially a freshman.
Absolutely, yeah.
King as well, a sophomore in the team, and I think Maestro is pretty young in the same way. So Tau, the veteran of the team now, the IGL, has been coaching the younger players into these fundamentally sound CS players.
Absolutely. He has been bringing them up. He has been their rock, especially with the only new player this season being Mr. Myers, Mace, Maestro, and King, all tons of experience and chemistry with Tau, and that's something that I think if you're NC State, you got to see that coming through on this one if you want to win this match.
So looking into the warm-up now, we're getting a little bit of time now, waiting on these matches to connect.
Yep, just getting everybody set up and set in here as we look to play Kentucky. Kentucky going to be rocking the lineup that we saw from them last season, and I believe almost the same lineup from the season before even. That is Danilo, Dibby Dab, Crims, Geo, and Cool, the only Kentucky player not loaded into this warm-up just yet. Danilo, I will say, I did peek at Kentucky's roster. Danilo is a monster. The man puts up stat lines that should be illegal in competitive Counter-Strike matches, and he is going to be a player to watch for NC State.
I'm looking forward to it, and just looking at their FACEIT ranks alone, level 10, the only level 10 player in the entire server. So as much as you want to say that competitive matches are different from Pugs, but this guy can shoot, and you can tell by the 10 next to his name.
Absolutely, that 10, a big number, means that he is playing out of his mind at all times, and that's something that we are going to have to keep an eye on. If you're NC State, that's going to be the player to shut down. Not that anyone on Kentucky's a slouch, but Danilo is their captain and going to be the man to take care of for NCSU in this match.
I will say NC State is a team with great mental. They do not fold easily, especially with Tao at the helm. Is such a level-headed player, so smart, so tactical, and such a great leader as well. And you can tell that even if they fall behind, even if they do get tapped a little bit, because it's inevitable with Danilo on the other team, they're going to be able to bring it back. They're going to be able to stay in this game.
Absolutely. And we saw that a lot in the first scrim of this season. They won that first map 16-12, and then in map 2 lost a heartbreaking map, 11-16, much closer than the scoreline indicates. And they were able to fight back in map 3. That one ended 16-12, but at one point they were down 8-3. And so I think that speaks really a lot to what you're saying about their mental. NC State is not a team that quits. These are boys with fight. Tao said so himself in the post-match interview after that one that he was really, really happy with how everyone looked in that uphill battle. As we get everybody loaded in, I believe we are just about to get started and get us over into the match.
I'm super excited to see where we're going from here.
I am thrilled. We'll get to see NC State, the first match of the season. You can see those records right here, 0-0 for everybody in the league that NC State is keeping track of. Not that those NACE Star League matches don't matter, they do. But at least for the official record keeping, this is the league that NC State is keeping track of. So we are at a clean slate this year.
0-0 so far. Just about to load into this first match. All players are finally joined into the server. Probably going to get into this knife round to pick sides.
There you go.
I'm very much looking forward to starting out here.
Me as well. NC State Counter-Strike back for the season finally. We will bring you over into the knife round as we get ourselves started. Oh, and by the way, for those of you at home, I've got a new transition that was made by one of the members of the NC State team, by Tristan, so check this shit out. Look at that. Oh, so gorgeous.
Yes,
I'm excited about it.
That is what we like to see. Good stuff. It's a maestro who's doing some editing for us. Great guy. Great stuff. Bit of confusion going on in the knife round.
In the knife round. Well, I believe it is a formality for these league matches. The map, whoever picks the map, the other team gets to pick their side, and so they give up that knife round.
Correct.
For free. NC State elects to start on the defense.
CT side pick here for NC State. One of their strongest sides, and this is something that they succeeded a lot 2 semesters ago when they had a completely different roster. And Tao probably trying to replicate a lot of the success that they had on their CT sides. They were so good at shutting down rushes, so good at these USPs on pistol rounds as well. So we're going to be looking for more of the same here.
Absolutely. It looks like we are going to be headed towards the A ramp for Kentucky. Getting out very aggressively here on this pistol round. This is one of the most important rounds you can win. Set yourself up well and get the money in your pocket that you need. As King goes down to King takes down Crims after the trade onto Tao. It's a 4 versus 4. Kentucky's got a little bit of sight control now. Spraying. Maestro goes down to Geo in the back of sight. Mr. Myers gets cool noobs, so still a 3 versus 3. King on the rotate from behind gets caught, and it's just down to Mace to Mr. Myers. Make it just Mace. And Danilo takes him out. That is the player to watch for Kentucky as they take the pistol round here on Vertigo.
3 kills for Danilo, starting off super strong. And you saw him, I don't know if he picked up a PT-50 or if he purchased one, but that was lethal for the last 2 kills. And Mace just unable to connect with his head as the strafing was just too clean.
Absolutely. This is a Kentucky squad led by Danilo. He is going to pop off. It is not a matter of if NC State can stop him, it's how they can respond. As we see, NC State looks to just keep pistols on this second round. Kentucky, a little bit of weaponry that they're going to be working with as we're heading a little bit of a split push for Kentucky. A-ramp totally empty, though, for NC State. Most of our players headed into spawn almost. Mr. Myers gets a kill onto Crims early. Mace gets 2 more as NC State starts to make it a little scary for Kentucky. This should be a round that Kentucky has handily with the weapon advantage, but just weren't ready for the push as King goes down to Danilo on a ramp, but the bomb is back down in spawn, and Kentucky's got to find a way back in.
3 kills going the way of NC State with these pistols has got to feel so bad for Kentucky as they lose 1 AK and a Galil, And Danilo on such low HP means it's going to be super difficult for him to get anything, and it's going to be on Cool Noob in order to maybe get one of these kills with this Mac 10, but he's going to go down as well, and Danilo just going to throw away the rifle. He says, Danilo, you know what, I can't give you anything else. Yeah,
Danilo making a cost-effective decision there. He will not get out with his life. He knows it. He throws that rifle off the side so NC State can't pick it up and save the money, but NC State takes a round that they had no business winning. On that pistol round, all you're looking for is to take some weapons out of the hands of Kentucky, but NC State has other plans.
Mr. Myers with the CZ just proved lethal, took out 2 players right there, and now we're on a full, not a full save, but a half save round for Kentucky as they pull out the Deagles and the Tech 9s. Probably going to go for a quick play. This is a force buy, actually, as I can see now. They're down to 150 credits on Crims, and the rest of the team just looking for something fast, gonna try to replicate what they had on the pistol round, but against an AK and some Mac 10s and a FAMAS, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult than round 1.
A little challenging. They do get smoked off there at the start as they try to make their way in, but it's slowed down by NC State's utility. Cool Noob gets his way out with the Tech 9, but he gets taken down by Mace, who's gonna spray into the smoke and get away with his life.
Nice and easy textbook stuff. The MP9 there gonna be a lot stronger than a Tech 9, so MP is greater than T.
That's just true. As we see Kentucky starting to play a little bit slower. You lose one early. You've got pistols. Deagles do a fair bit of damage, but not quite the same as any of the rifles or SMGs that NC State's wielding, and Kentucky's a little bit stuck now.
Danilo is going to be the man to watch with this Deagle. If he can find one of those heads, it's going to prove to be a lot scarier of a round for NC State. But I love the position that they've taken as Maestro takes down Diddly Dab on the other side of the map. The lurk failing for you, Kentucky, means that this is just becoming more and more difficult by the second.
Danilo in a fight does get one with the Deagle. Mr. Myers is hiding behind this sandbag with the AK. He's going to have to slow this push for it while NC State rotates. As Tao gets one with the Mac 10 off to the side, Gio takes down Mr. Myers, and it's a 2 versus 3 for Kentucky. They've gotten some space now. Danilo coming around the corner, trying to spot one out with the Deagle, but doesn't like it just yet, and he picks up an SMG. Kentucky has to go get the bomb.
Recovering the MP9 feels pretty good there, but I think he'd still rather just have the dig out. He wants to take some of these long-range fights, and NC State not wanting to give it to them. I think they knew that the bomb was down, but now they're running to 2 players here, and Danilo gonna take his head off with the Deagle.
Not enough time, you'd think, for Kentucky to get the plant. They'll try to get some weapons and get out. NC State happy to have the round, and Kentucky happy to have the weapons.
Gio's saying, you know what, we take those. He got an AK out of it for free.
Absolutely. Oh, and King goes down at the very end. Gio steals a weapon from NC State, hurting the pockets of King and nothing more.
That doesn't feel great, but at the same time, economy's still not too bad for NC State. King getting a FAMAS, and we'll probably be able to buy an op next round if this round, if NC State's able to convert. And Kentucky, once again, on a save round, 1 AK available, 2 Deags, and Mac 10 and MP9. So nothing too great for Kentucky, but in the hands of Gio, we're hoping to see that AK tap a couple of players in order for them to convert this round into a win.
There you go. Looks like we're going to see a fast push-up B ramp for Kentucky. Lots of utility coming out. It's a disaster on the screen. As we wait for everything to catch up, Kentucky has sight control but hasn't gotten any kills yet as Cool Noob in the back of sight spraying down with the Deagle doesn't find anything. And C State's going to have to make their way back in as Mitro goes down to the Mac 10 of Crims, who gets traded by Mr. Myers. King sitting in a smoke pocket, going to have to get in here off the plant. Gets one of Dibby Dab, not able to get another. Gio takes him down in back sight. Double swing from NC State, takes down 2, and it's just Danilo and Cool with no space. Tao goes down. Cool Noob gets 2 with the Deagle. It's all down to Mr. Myers. What can he do? He finds one, gets the both, and will defuse the bomb. NC State, on a great retake, will collect round 3.
Mr. Myers, enemy sniper, Shaq Clan, showing up big. The newest member of the team, proving his worth in the 1v2, gets both kills, still has a kit, able to defuse, and that's gotta feel good for NC State. A proper buy probably gonna be available for Kentucky. Danilo is still a little bit low on the money, so they're gonna go for the Deags again. And not an operator, we're not playing Valorant. An op bought up by King. This has gotta feel good. NC State starting up their momentum pretty strong.
There you go. It's not a pretty round win on the last one, but you got to win them to get it. King going to be taking this op to just not where anyone in Kentucky wants to be. The pistols are going to mean the A push, as it has so far this half. It's going to be on Mr. Myers again, you think. Finds Gio. Gio gets dagged and traded by Maced on the other side.
I love this setup from NC State. It's so hard for Kentucky to take any space here because NC State has 5 different angles covered, and Tao taking the head off of Crims with the FAMAS is just going to make it even more difficult. And one more through the flash. Really well done by NC State, and that's a clean, flawless round as NC State cleaning up, making it 4-1. And I think finally we're going to get a bye run from Kentucky.
Absolutely. That's just a disaster for Kentucky, and it starts as a disaster. Nothing working as NC State locks it up. Kentucky finally going to have all their rifles, though. So we're going to see what they can do in a face-up round here. King does have the op, though, so that might be the focal point here as we do go into a bit of a pause here. Not sure what this is about. Maybe a tech pause.
I'm thinking it's a tech pause because it was NC State calling it. If anyone's going to take a timeout, I imagine Kentucky probably would, just because they've been on the back foot for a lot of this game, and their fast pushes, they need to rethink things a little bit. But at the same time, it's like, how much can you really get from that, because they've only had pistols for the entire game?
Absolutely.
So I think we're going to start seeing their game plan come to fruition with these rifles in hand, and we've been seeing them, since they've been forced onto those pistols so many times, they've been going for the B ramp plays, for the A ramp plays, and just trying to get something fast, get the bomb down, and maybe get some money back in their pockets. But now with these rifles, I'm hoping to see them slow things down a little bit, maybe play for picks, and allow Danilo to maybe work his magic and take a couple heads off.
Absolutely. Kentucky has not had a full face-up round yet, and they're not going to be completely even in terms of firepower. King's op is going to be huge here for NC State. The big advantage, at least, that they're looking at as we do get out of our pause, and we're going to head into round 6. NC State up 4-1 on map 1 Vertigo.
M4, A4s, and an op for NC State. This is probably feeling pretty solid for them. 7 kills for Mace is looking real nice, and Will King in a good position here. Might run into a couple of players, but once again, heavy A ramp presence for Kentucky.
Absolutely, we are going to see a lot of utility come out, slow down this A-ramp push, as Kentucky's going to play very spread out here, trying to maybe take a fight. Danilo versus King, the op versus the man to take care of it for Kentucky. If anyone's going to take this fight, it's him. Gets the spray. King doesn't get the kill, but he will get out with his life. As Tao comes in.
Oh my god, what a kill from Danilo. But Will King just going to take it back. Good stuff from him to trade back on from his captain's death. And now 4v4, NC State with the ops still online. Absolutely. This is going to be a difficult take for Kentucky.
Absolutely. NC State gets the trade and will stabilize here. Looks like NC State giving up a little bit of B-site presence. We're going to see Dibby Dab for Kentucky start to make his way over there. King going to try to catch this rotation from Gio when he does eventually decide to poke his head out. As it looks like Dibby Dab takes a fight with Maestro and doesn't find anything. Going to re-swing, it looks like. As Gio goes down to Maeston mid, who came to support as Maestro goes down. King, with the op, has made his way on the site to defend it. NC State going to have to rotate here. So we see
Diddy Dab lucky to be alive there as King barely unscoped as he was peeking. And now with this outside angle, he's just going to wait for his teammates. Oh, he looks away from the angle as well. That's got to feel bad. And he's going to pick for a rifle to make this retake happen. 3v3, Diddy Dab and Mace both on low HP. But Diddy Dab gonna get the best of King as Mr. Myers brings it back. Enemy sniper, 1v2 once again. Does have a kit available.
Trying to find the bomb, and it just wasn't where he expected, and that'll be around for Kentucky's Cool Noob. Keeps it cool. Takes down Mr. Myers off the back of that wander through the smoke. Kentucky grabs the second round.
Finally, the gun rounds coming in for Kentucky is going to be able to shut down NC State's momentum a little bit. And money not looking amazing for NC State. Tao definitely worse for wear in the financial department. Going to stick with a Deagle only. And 2 FAMASs, an M4, or 2 M4s, 2 FAMASs, and a Deagle is going to be the buy for NC State. While Kentucky is a bit better for wear as they have 1 Galil and 4 AKs.
Absolutely. They're going to look to convert this firepower advantage with a fast push-up A-ramp. Crims coming around the corner, going to challenge where he thinks Mr. Myers is, but not this time. Crims sitting behind the boxes. Mr. Myers across the smoke, but the shots go by.
I like this switch up of position from NC State, kind of giving them a little bit more control and allowing them to play for a retake a little bit more. It'll allow NC State to play a bit safer on the angles and keep themselves from getting picked, and it's going to prove to be good as King gets 1, Mace gets another. Danilo.
Make that 2 for Mace as NC State's up 3 players to 2 now. Danilo's still alive as he was got one of the untraded kills. Tao finds Dibby Dab with the Deagle, but Danilo's a master. He's cool under pressure to 1 versus 2 for him. The captain of Kentucky will get the bomb down. Not a lot of health to work with as Maestro decides that that's all he gets. NC State converts the round, even undergunned.
Great angle from Maestro there, knowing where the bomb had to be planted, knowing where Danilo was going to be, and knowing that he was lit as well. Only one or two bullets is all it took, and that's a converted round, and the bye round going back the way of NC State, and that's a loss bonus reset as well, so that's going to be a save round probably for you, Kentucky.
You'd have to think they do have a little bit of money in their pockets. They might be able to pull something off, except for Gio. He's not working with too much. NC State able to convert undergunned, especially off the back of that beautiful hold and that you were talking about, that alteration of strategy over on FACEIT.
Enemy sniper doing his best to keep up, and he's proven it. He's got 6 kills, only behind Mace in the frag numbers, and gotta feel good for the newest player of this team to be able to hang with the players like Danilo, players like Gio, who have been staples in Kentucky's roster for a while.
Absolutely. Danilo has the op now, and that's a player for Kentucky that we've been watching this whole time. Sees the foot and doesn't get the shot. Just a perfectly timed drop for NC State. Oh, the crosshair so close to Mr. Myers. Not that he knows that those outlines are only for us. But Danilo watching this angle with the op. NC State playing with fire. As Dibby Dab goes down to Maestro over on B site. NC State wants to push in. Danilo misses the shot, but Crims will take care of Mace. So Kentucky stabilizes on site. And NC State's going to retreat. Mr. Myers starts to get his positioning set up as that smoke doesn't go quite where he wants it to.
I do like the little flash play from NC State to try to break Danilo off the angle, but he just had too much support from his teammates, and that was a smart play from Kentucky to be able to support their opper. And now this little crossfire from King, and I think it's Mace over there, from King and from Mr. Myers is going to be difficult for them to break, but Gio just swings with a Galil, and they get both kills on site, and that's a free site now. It's just Maestro Maestro versus the world is...
find one on
Tao
the
is going to rotate.
Will get the kill. He's going to have to make his way back onto site as Tao starts to come in for the lurk here. This could be deadly if Gio's not watching from behind. Looks like Cool is ready for it, but not quite looking the right way. Tao wants to play this one slow, and Maestro going to give the space. Looks like NC State not sure they can get in time, and that's going to be the round, it looks like.
Opting to save is not a bad idea. You can see the economy is definitely worse for wear in NC State's favor. So these AKs mean everything. Every round is winnable, and every round becomes more winnable when you have a rifle like that you can one-tap people with. So Kentucky's going to take that one. They're not mad about it. And Danilo getting away with his life. And Maestro was good to get one. Glad that they got one gun off of Kentucky's roster. So once again, we're at a bit of a crossroads in terms of the economy. 2 rifles available for NC State that were saved last round. And probably some pistols going to come out for King, Mr. Myers, and Mace.
You're going to have to think, at least with Kentucky still having their full buy, except for Gio with the Galil instead of the AK. NC State looks like they're going to get one upgraded pistol on King, keep everybody else around $2,000. As they're going to try to piggyback off the rifles of Maestro and Tao. Danilo with the op, taking an aggressive angle, and he almost gets taken out. Gets out with his life, though, just barely.
Lucky for him that he barely lives, and he does have that boomstick, so he's just as deadly at 23 HP as he is with 100, so it's not super bad, but NC State's feeling good about that early engagement. Mace taking a little bit of damage from Crims, and King going down to Cool Noob as he's gonna push back into yellow.
Tao on the lurk in mid finds one as Cool Noob tries to get the space and not able to get anything. Mace just barely lives, it looks like, as Crims gets some space. Up ramp, and Danilo with the op will take him out. Not that he needed the op. Mace was almost dead anyways as Mr. Myers goes down trying to control that back part of sight. Crims taking the fight aggressive and gets 2 on the spray, both headshots. That Tao kill looks like an accident, but Crims doesn't care. That's a round win for Kentucky.
I'm pretty sure it was accidental, but I'm going to call it clean anyway. Really good stuff. I love the space that he chose to take off of the smoke. Had his team pushing up the site behind him, and he was just ready to take that early engagement. You could tell that Maestro was focused a little bit further ahead on his team that was on site, waiting to see if he could deny the plant or something like that. And now, NC State on a full save here. Just an MP9 and some pistols for the Wolf Pack as Kentucky full buys and building up an economy as we speak.
We're going to see the same aggressive push that we saw from NC State on the last underman round, and it worked out well for him as Mr. Myers gets one with the deagle, not able to get another as Crims gets out with his life, but does take a fair bit of damage. Danilo with the op catches Maestro as he rotates in. Kentucky only loses 1 to NC State's 2, but at the very least NC State's made some space for themselves. King hiding behind, likely to take this fight with Crims. Molotov is great, but Crims isn't ready for the rotate. King's able to get 1 and no more, but at least he'll get out with 1. Tau, spraying, gets away. Cool Noob almost dead as Mace is able to convert it. It's a 2 versus 2 now.
This is looking like a very winnable round for NC State. The weaponry is not there, but the players are. Bomb is available for the UK boys, so they're going to rotate over to the B site. Is NC State going to recover 1 rifle, maybe get a little bit more off of this as they're going to engage with Diddy Dab, but Tau going to get away with his life.
Lives, but both him and Mace have rifles. It's going to be on them to try to get through Diddy Dab, and then Danilo on site. Split hold from Kentucky, looking very good as Diddy Dab's going to rotate into Tau and find 1. It's all on Mace now. Going to have to pull some magic out here to get in. Looks like he's going to rotate through, try to catch Diddy Dab. Not a lot of time left, and Mace knows it. That might be it.
Choosing to save the rifle is good here. This is a great, very productive round for NC State, even on a loss. They came in with peanuts and came out with a full bag of popcorn. So movie snacks coming in for NC State. This is going to be a swing here for Mace.
Absolutely,
he's
and Danilo goes down.
And he gets the op too.
Oh, it's all
get to keep it.
It's a disaster. It could be worse, though. At the very least, Kentucky doesn't get to keep the op, so Danilo will have to buy the AK instead, or at least by choice. But NC State, on a very productive pistol round, gets all but one of the guns out of the hands of Kentucky in a round loss. That brings us to 5-5 as we complete the first third now of this Map 1 Vertigo. NC State and Kentucky both on full buys, but NC State with the op in the hands of King.
That's what we want to see out of King. He's been this CT opper for so long, and now NC State looking to convert as Maestro gets 1 onto Kulnu, but traded back immediately by Diddy Dab.
It's going to be on King to try to stop this aggression, get smoked off. Excellent util there from Kentucky. It's going to force King back, playing a little bit of a different angle. NC State going to have to retake this one pretty aggressively.
Bomb already down as these fast takes have been so lethal for Kentucky. Danilo getting 1 onto Mr. Myers, but King getting 1 back under Geo, and Tau with the flash of Diddy Dab is going to be able to get 1
another
more.
Actually, and all of a sudden it's just Danilo stuck on the ramp. Got to fight a 1 versus 3 and into the op as he'll spot out Tau and won't even collect the kill. Gets maced and then Tau, but that's it. King with the op able to kill Kentucky's captain Danilo and controls the round for NC State.
That was a little closer than it needed to be, as Danilo getting 2 kills there is insane for that. What a little flick shot, and King able to get it with the op at the end, but that was an expensive round for NC State. But we take a round win any day of the week.
Absolutely. Danilo is going to pop off, and that's just one of those moments where having a huge, majorly skilled player like Danilo is going to come in clutch for Kentucky. He almost wins them the round, but King's op able to secure it. NC State isn't going to have their full buy, especially with that many deaths on the round, but at the very least will have the op still and about as many rifles.
14 kills this map so far for Danilo. He has just been on it. Every single shot has been connecting, and his sprays have been clean, and Mace is going to get punished immediately for his aggression. Oh, the reload there! As I think that was Geo almost goes down there.
Yeah, Danilo just barely lives with only 5 health, it looks like, as the rest of Kentucky's going to regroup. They do have a man advantage, and NC State King flashed. It's going to be a tough site take here for Kentucky, but NC State's willing to give them a lot more space. Might get in for free here. Mr. Myers is going to play in front of the smoke and goes in through the spray, but gets taken down.
So much damage on these Kentucky players, and King is still undetected. Looking for something, maybe looking for a cheeky little kill. Finds the yellow player. Oh my god, what a shot from King! Sprang through the smoke a little bit. This is a 3v4, and there are a bunch of players on low HP for the Kentucky sides. This is a winnable round for NC State if Maestro can make something happen with this M4.
Especially how far back they've gotten pushed. NC State almost has all the site control they need, and it looks like Maestro might be sticking this defuse. He is, but he gets taken down. An excellent shot from Geos. He peeks the bomb. Tau gonna get 1. Not able to convert onto Diddy Dab. It's just down to King. 1 man and an op. We'll get 2. But not enough time to defuse the bomb. He's going to get out with his life. Try to save the op. As Kentucky is going to give chase. Well, they both get out with their life. Cool Noob does. Diddy Dab does not. Can King save the op? Will Cool Noob find him? Not quite. King will save the op, but Kentucky collects the round.
Force round for NC State fails as Mace went down early, and now King has been able to save this op twice now, which has to feel good for him, but the economy of NC State struggling once again is the Force Buy coming out. All of this utility from Tao, just a pistol available for him, and this is 5 rifles versus 4 pistols and an op, so this has got to, this NC State has to be able to convert at least one of these rounds.
Absolutely. It's going to be about the utility now. Tao is such a renowned utility-first player. What can he do, and what can this NC State squad do as they get set up? Kentucky, go back to what's working. They go to A ramp. Crims takes a little bit of damage, will collect mace. The pistol, not enough, but Mr. Myers gets one, almost takes down Gio. He will get taken down by the op, and NC State in a 3 versus 3 now. Tao in backside. Bomb's going to go down. Tao not able to challenge it thanks to that flash, as all of the players of Kentucky get to back out except for Cool Noob. Tao with the pistol gets one but does get taken down. Danilo trying to find King. The op lives just barely, and CSU 2 players versus 2. Maestro from behind finds Danilo. That's the carry. It's all down to Diddy Dab. NC State doesn't know where he is. Maestro goes down, and it's a 1 versus 1. Smoke goes over the bomb, and King takes the aggressive fight, and he will be rewarded. King gets the bomb defusal, and the op comes in clutch again. 3 kills for King, and a round win for NC State.
Huge round from King. 3 kills with the op, the only real gun available for NC State, and King goes absolutely nuclear with it. That was so well done, and you can see that this is why they're valuing that op so much, and he's saying, you know what, I'm gonna give up a couple of these rounds in order to be able to push the op into the next. And a much better buy from last round available for NC State is now Kentucky forced onto these SMGs with 3 rifles available. NC State, bit of a lead now, 1 round lead. King, with this op in mid, is looking for a pick here, and Danilo just going back to ramp once again.
Maestro goes down immediately on B site, but it looks like that's not even what Kentucky wants, as Crims almost dies to the A ramp spray from NC State. Oh, and the nade will catch him. Mr. Myers, great utility play, will find Crims off of the back of the spray, as it looks like Kentucky, a little bit of a slowdown now, not sure what to do, gonna probe back into this B site where they got their first kill. Is Diddy Dab, perhaps? Some utility starting to come out as we see on the map. Oh, there goes Tao, finds one. NC State says you can get 1 kill on B site and no more. What can Danilo do on A site where the bomb also is in the hands of Gio? 4 versus 3 for NC State.
Great timing on the swing there from Tao to get the pick, with the flash as well from his teammate. This is just such good team play from NC State. And now, UK gonna attempt to take this A site with 2 players here, though, so it's gonna be a little difficult for them to take. And Mr. Myers taking out Danilo with the FAMAS, making it 2, and that's 1 player left. An AK in the hands of Cool Noob. An attempt to win this round is probably gonna end up futile, and he might opt to save, but it's looking like he's not gonna be able to make it out with his life.
He wants to fight it, and NC State knows lots of utility coming out to block his way. Cool Noob in a 1 versus 4, and the bomb is way far away. Either he's going to have to do something heroic, or he's going to have to call it a day. Looks like he wants it. Flash in, and all of NC State stares at him before King gets the op shot. NC State 8-6 now.
I don't hate the attempt. I think it's zealous, but we take those every day of the week if you're NC State University. 8-6 is now the scoreline. Wolfpack favored. And now full buy available. 2 AKs, 2 rifles, and an op. And Will King has to feel real good about that. King has just been on it for the last couple rounds with this op, and he's now top fragging for NC State. Only 1 kill behind Danilo, who has not had success since I complimented his scoreline before.
Absolutely. Kentucky going to be working with nothing but pistols. Heartbreaking on the last round of the half where you don't get to keep any money with you anyway. They're going to play aggressive here to try to get some space, and King with the op spots 1, doesn't get the kill. Oh, Tao finds 1. Cool Noob trying to find the space, won't get any either. NC State still up 5 players. This one, not about how much you win the round by, but just that you win at NC State. Happy to have this many players alive still, though.
Gio on half HP. King also on half HP, but one of them has a boomstick, one of them has a pistol. So, looking like this is an NC State favorite round through and through. Gonna need a miracle from the side of Danilo, Diddy Dab, or Gio in order to make this a round win for you, Kentucky. And every second feels like it's getting harder and harder as Gio takes a little bit more damage from NC State.
Absolutely. Nothing carries over from this round to the next, as this will be the last round of the half, so Kentucky, no reason to say they're going to have to make something happen. Tao gets taken down by Gio, but that's all he'll get as Mace trades back his captain Diddy Dab, making his way onto site. And how's the timing going to work out? Looks like poor. Oh, the spot just in time, but Maestro still gets the kill, and it's all on to Danilo. 44 seconds, going to have to kill 4 members, or at least get the bomb down to extend his time. And this, the last round of the first half on Vertigo. This is Kentucky's map pick. So keep that in mind, NC State. Just looking to go in with a little bit of a lead. You'd love to have this one 9-6. Danilo slowed down by the Molotov. Gonna slowly start to check corners and get his way in, but that's all. Mace says no, and NC State ends the first half up 9-6 on Vertigo.
Really, really solid start to this half on NC State's map pick, or on Kentucky's map pick as well. So NC State got to be happy with that. We complimented their CT sides earlier, and standout players for me have definitely been King and Mace, who have just been absolutely killing it. King with the op and Mace with his rifles, and has just been getting his impact frags every round he possibly can. And on the other side, Crims and Danilo standing at the top of the scoreboard have to maybe turn things around a little bit. 3 rounds is not too big of a deficit. Absolutely a comebackable game for the side of Kentucky, and NC State looking to build on their momentum a little bit more.
Absolutely. We see Tao also quietly having a very good first half. 12 kills on the round for him. Puts him in third for NC State. As it looks like we're going to be pushing towards B here. Was a little bit of slow walking. Now they're running. Geo with the USP in the back of sight gets taken down by King. Cool going to give up some space trying to find Mace. Then King. He'll get taken down as well. NC State very quickly has sight control as the rest of Kentucky's going to have to fight their way back in. Dibby Dad taking a little bit of damage as NC State bomb will go down by Tao.
Both players just getting overrun by the 5-man push of NC State, and those Glocks might not be super lethal, but when they land with the head, you just can't do anything about it, and these USPs are struggling to get back in. This post plant, in a bit of a weird layered system, NC State taking one fight at a time as Danilo takes out Tao, but Mace takes out Diddy Dab, and now it's a 2v3, make it a 1v3, as Crims is the last left alive, and that is going to go down as well. Clean pistol round as the 5-man rush from NC State. The aggression really working in their favor.
Absolutely. NC State able to clutch it out. They get all the space they need on site, get 2 kills very early, and then it's just trades all the way down. NC State collects the all-important pistol round. That'll give them enough money to buy some advanced weaponry here. Kentucky stuck with their pistols still. If you're NC State, you got to convert this at the very least. If you're Kentucky, hoping to at least steal some rifles if you can't win the round outright.
Not a single dollar spent by Kentucky. USPs and a P2K on the side of Danilo is all they have. 2 AKs available for NC State, as these fights are going to be very important. If NC State loses any of these fights, it's honestly not feeling good for them.
Absolutely. King peeks his head around the corner, and just as you said, that King will collect it. He knows the importance of keeping that rifle in his hands, and he will. Crims might want to come in and trade here, but NC State almost already out. Maced, aggressive. He and Crims will trade, but no kills found. NC State starting to collect themselves. They left a bomb behind. Now they're going to go grab it. No reason to play aggressively here when you've got the rifle advantage. Get everybody together, get everyone on the same page, and then push.
A 5v4 situation. No need to take any unnecessary fights. Tao gonna throw a bit of a fake on the B site and pulls 2 onto this A site. And Danilo gonna take him out, get a MAC-10 back. But all of NC State on this B side looking to use their utility to get on site. Diddy Dab gonna go down to Maced. So is Geo as he goes down to Will, to King. And now it is a 2v4, pistols only for the side of Kentucky. Bomb going down. And now this is a rock and a hard place for Kentucky.
Absolutely very little to work with for Kentucky, and they're going to have a lot of firepower to get through for NC State. Those picks as NC State gets in, that fake from Tao pulls just enough players from Kentucky to give them the space, and it looks like Kentucky. Crims starting to peek out. He wants something, and King wants to fight him. Just kidding, Mr. Miles will grab it. It's all down to Danilo and his P250, trying to steal anything. Takes a huge chunk of damage on the peak, wants to get Maestro, and will not. NC State makes it 11-6.
Maestro forced to pull out the pistol at the very end to take out Danilo, but that's a round converted and a forced buy on the second round converted for NC State as well. So looking very solid, a bit of momentum, but we're going to have rifles available for the side of Kentucky now. Is everyone able to afford that full M4 and armor, as well as some utility? Not full utility, not 4 nades available for every single player, but looking pretty solid on that buy. 2 Galeals for NC State. Means that this is a relatively even round. We're going to see if Maestro can get this fight early, but the Molly going to stop him from pushing any further.
Looked like Geo might have taken that fight, but he decides against it as all of Kentucky's playing pretty far back. Danilo in a cheeky angle. He might be able to see over the smoke, but there's no one to see. It's just Tao sitting in the lobby waiting. NC State deciding what to do. Now it looks like they're starting to push into mid. They found a crack in Kentucky's armor. almost nobody watching mid for them. It's just going to be on Diddy Dab to catch this aggression if NC State decides to go for it, as he's playing way far back.
I love the passive setup from Kentucky, and Tao gonna get punished by it as well, but it means that NC State's gonna be able to take space a lot more easily. It's why they got so much space in mid, and Danilo has full control of this ramp position. No one able to push up while he's here, and now a couple of nades gonna get thrown to him as well, as Cool Noob gonna drop off some utility in order for Danilo to keep going. King with this AK has a crack in the smoke he can play around, but Kentucky, after getting that first pick, is not going to give them anything.
Absolutely. NC State has slowed it down here, but they're going to have to make something happen, and soon. They are playing slow, and I get it, but at the end of the day, they're on the attack. They got to beat it. Divvy Dab comes out. Maced on the double swing will take down Cool News. Divvy Dab's going to have to play back on the side as Mace gets another. He's just got 2 health, but that's all he needs. Trying to get the Molotov down in time to Divvy Dab, and he will, but Divvy Dab able to live just on 3 health. Danilo on 100, Divvy Dab on 3, almost the same for NC State with Maestro and King, but they've got site control and the bomb is down.
This round is going to depend on Danilo and King, 2 players who have been very hot this game so far. Danilo creeping up, will catch out Maestro, who is
Maestro
not
was
aware.
ready for it, will at least do some of the damage. King with a health advantage just needs to tickle Divvy Dab to death and he'll get the kill. NC State converts a scary round there.
Maestro turning at the perfect time, goes huge, even not even getting the kill, just alerting King to Danilo's position made it so much easier for him to get that fight, and with Diddy Dab only at 3 HP, not in a position to trade, King able to convert that round into 1v2. Super well done from NC State. Off of the back of Mace's first 2 kills, I want to compliment him as well.
Absolutely. Naced creates the space that NC State needs, and Maestro just at the very end does enough damage to Danilo to keep the carry from taking over, so it looks like Kentucky's headed straight down A ramp, and they're headed into a wall of gunfire. It's about to be. How does it all go down? Mr. Myers getting all of them, as is Maced. Tao will go down, but all that leaves is Divvy Dab over on site alone with the pistol. Maced gets all 4 of them as Mr. Myers helps along.
The ace denied for Mace as Diddy Dab gonna recover a rifle and make this a little bit more winnable, but I think they know of his position, and King just gonna get around him, clean him up, and that's a good round for NC State, only losing 2 rifles. And look at the economy. Tao and Mace still pretty good. Maestro able to afford a rifle for Tao if needed, so
absolutely
this is pretty solid for NC State. Danilo gonna get an op online for Kentucky in this, and the double op available as Crims purchases one as well. This is a really interesting buy from the side of Kentucky. Diddy Dab does late purchase a rifle.
Absolutely. Kentucky going to try to ride the backs of these ops. Going to ride the carry Danilo. Maestro takes an aggressive fight, and Danilo a rare miss from him. Crim's going to take an aggressive angle. He'll miss as well. The ops so far not finding any purchase, but NC State has slowed down. Now they recognize 2 ops is quite an uphill battle to take Kentucky with a huge firearm advantage, but you're going to have to convert. You're going to have to hit your shots. You'd expect Danilo to do that, and a rare miss from him saves 1 life for NC State.
Those 2 misses are everything for NC State, as now Tao, aware that they have 2 ops now, so he knows that we can use that utility to push them off the angles and maybe rush them down with these rifles, because the rifles are definitely going to move a lot faster than the ops are able to, and Maestro's they're going to have the advantage in those close range fights.
Absolutely. That smoke from Kentucky tried to smoke off the ramp, doesn't, I think, get what they want, but NC State's still happy to play this one slow. A full minute left on the clock, so they don't have to hurry anything. Looks like Kentucky has solidified their defensive setup, though, so NC State's going to have to make something happen and wait for some utility to come out. Maestro might be the one to take this fight here. Spots out Geo just a little bit. They see each other's corners of the head, but not able to get anything. NC State still deciding what to do, as we do see May start to make his way up a ramp. Looks like they decide against it, going to exchange nades. A nade over on B site does a little bit of damage to the players of Kentucky, as Tao setting up for some grenades, and it looks like some Utos coming out towards A. NC State wants to commit.
I was going to say health advantage for Kentucky, but NC State with that nade, going to bring it back, and Crims with the op going to go down as well. Cool Noob has an AUG in hand and is going to be sitting in that little corner, see if he can rat anywhere through, and Geo going to get one with an op. Danilo another, as Maced and King both go down. Now it's a 3v4 retake situation in favor of Kentucky, but with 3 players still alive and the clock ticking on this bomb, this is not an easy retake.
Not at all. Kentucky, they want to play this one aggressively, and Tao's going to have to try to catch him, and he does not. Diddy Dab takes him down and it's just on Maestro and Mr. Myers. The two ops are posing a bit of a threat. Diddy Dab goes down behind. Mr. Myers gets one, not able to get Geo due to the off of Danilo, and Maestro gonna try to find Danilo and just doesn't know where he is in time. Kentucky will get the defuse and stabilize. They've been a bit of a windfall, but they do win the round here.
The whole time, Cool Noob was just able to sit down and stick that bomb while Danilo was holding him, and he trusted his teammate like he should. And Danilo closing out the round, 21 frags for him. He is not at the top of the scoreboard, actually. Mace with 24 is going to outdo him just a little bit, and King only 1 kill behind means that NC State keeping up with this absolute monster of a player from Kentucky. A round win has to feel good for Kentucky, as that's their first CT round win of the half.
Danilo wants to take this one aggressively and almost gets the kill. Maestro with the op goes down to the nade, and what a set from Kentucky. They wanted to play this one fast, and they'll get a kill out of it. Diddy Dab takes down one, but Mace collects the other as they push into mid. NC State going to have to regroup here. Not sure what to make of that, or NC State, and neither are we.
Holy cow, Danilo with his best Foon cosplay, bunny hopping down ramp, and he doesn't even get the kill, but he gets the info, and the nade finishes off Maestro. NC State's got to be scratching their heads a little bit, because that was something that I don't think anyone would expect.
Absolutely. Sometimes, and I think Kentucky realized they haven't been letting their carry player carry the game, and that's a play that you make just to give him some confidence and let him try to take over. Danilo does just that, and it gives Kentucky a one-man advantage. Still a minute left in the round, and Tao's going to try to make his way onto A's site. Great Molotov catches Cool Noob, but NC State still spread out, and Tao decides it's probably not worth it.
Maced on half HP, and Mr. Myers is taking a little bit of damage as well. Looking like a bit of an advantage for Kentucky as Mr. Myers looks to take this ramp space, but Danilo right here with the op, staring at where he's going to pop out, and this is looking scary for NC State, as if they lose one player, it becomes exponentially harder, but Danilo with a rare miss, corrects himself, and gets 2 more. Make it 3, as Danilo cleaning up the round with the op.
Danilo 4 kills on the round and gets only 1 miss in that last sequence there before collecting 3 in a row. This is the carry you expect, up to 25 kills tied now with Maced, and this is the player that Kentucky needs him to be if they're going to bring this one back.
Super, super clean stuff, and the ego has to be inflating a little bit for Danilo as well after that bunny hop peak from the very beginning. Crazy, crazy strategy, and that's gonna give some momentum to Kentucky as NC State forced back on the pistols. 3 Deegs, a PT-50, and a CZ. But we saw them win around with this build at the beginning of the match, so this is winnable.
Absolutely, they're gonna rush it aggressively. Cool Noob's gonna collect 2, though, huge with the AK sitting in the back of sight. Danilo, Molotov slows down the push of NC State, and it looks like they might be retreating. No, King just wants to grab the op. We'll get rid of the bomb. He might try to take an aggressive fight here as all of Kentucky's moved over to A site. Almost all, at least. King, everyone from NC State playing patiently. It's just pistols. You just need to steal what you can. Crims, Maced, the lurk. How does it go? The deagle, not enough. Crims gets the headshot onto Maced, and NC State in a tough spot, 2 versus 4, and outgunned, outmanned, outsight controlled. What can they do now?
The deagle bullet does not connect with Crims's head as Maced goes down, and now Mr. Myers having a similar fate as well. King with a rifle has to feel not horrible about this. He's gonna look for something as one player walking up behind them on ramp as well, or not quite, and they're gonna spot out Crims and look for something. He's half HP, so a couple of AK bullets will take out his health bar, but NC State between a rock and a hard place once again, is they're gonna take the B site for free.
NC State is able to get to site on time, but they won't get the plan off for free. Geo able to make his way there, but Mr. Myers will trade him. He's going to try to grab the rifle, and the timing's just not going to work out. Crims able to find 1. It's all down to Mr. Myers. The Molotov is great, blocks Danilo's space off, and he's not ready to take the fight. Mr. Myers gonna have to get this bomb and gonna have to plant it. Knows where 1 is, but Diddy Dab might have the right timing here, and he's gonna be coming from a difficult angle. Mr. Myers gonna have to deal with both.
These players are split, so if he gets 1-1v1, this could be very dangerous for Kentucky. Neither player in a position to trade the other, but Diddy Dab, not worried about it, is able to get the kill onto Mr. Myers, and that is a converted round for you, Kentucky. A pretty solid save round for NC State, all things considered. They got 3 bodies and are in a position to full buy next round. And you, Kentucky, still in a good position in their economy as well. You can see Danilo with 9,400 credits in the bank. They are not in any position to be worried about their economy. But Now, a full rifle round for both teams. King maybe opting to get an op out. We're not sure just yet. Hasn't purchased anything yet. Might be a rifle, might be an op. We'll see in the next 1 second, hopefully. It's going to be a rifle.
Absolutely.
And now, I'm looking to see if NC State want to switch anything up. And these aggressive B takes have been so strong for Kentucky. Look at how far up they've made it. And now, Maestro forced off the angle with Crims' aggression.
Absolutely. NC State chooses to play this one a little bit slower, lets a lot of this utility come out, and it's going to be likely a fight taken by Cool Noob here on A ramp, as NC State King starting to push out into mid. Nobody to see just yet for him. Maestro still on that lurk on B side off the back of that aggression, didn't get any space. A site, NC State does have a little bit of space. Cool Noob elects to give it to him. He's going to play way further back on this ramp and try to wait for the aggression, catch it, and call for a rotate.
I like this play from Cool Noob with all the space that they have on B, choosing to back off, place sight on A, and let them maybe get a little bit more space. They have so much info, and they're probably going to rotate one more player over at some point soon, as I think NC State's able to hear the scope in from Danilo, but Crims taking out Maestro off of all of that space that he had on B earlier has to feel bad for NC State, as that's their lurker dead.
Absolutely. NC State now in a bit of a bad spot as King will take down Diddy Dab in mid. That's going to prompt a rotate from a little bit of Kentucky. And NC State might look to take advantage of this space that they're creating. Looks
Danilo
like
is in such a strong spot right now with the op. And
King with his own nade finds not the right player. Mace takes the aggressive fight and somehow lives. Danilo hits just the leg and Mace wants another. This is his map and we're all living in it.
Mace picking up the op and getting one more. It's just Gio and Crims versus 3 players. Tau on full HP and getting into this cheeky angle on one of the rafters. This is going to be such a difficult retake for the side of Kentucky. Their star player dead, and they have 2 flashes and a smoke available. So NC State also with a couple of flashes, and Tau with this cheeky angle going to get one and able to back off as well. The pop flash going to keep Gio from swinging. He's going to take some damage, and now it's a 1v2.
NC State mollies off the bomb. Excellent work. Mace gets taken down. He just has the... Oh, and that's great from NC State. They set up the bait with Mace, throw his op away just to get the round, and NC State makes it to 14.
Well done from NC State converting on that, and now finally they're building a little bit momentum once again. Economy's not super great as they have to buy 2 SMGs here, but same goes for Kentucky as Gio forced to buy an MP9 and Cool Noob unable to afford anything more than a 5.7. Op still online for Danilo, so he's still able to make it happen there, but NC State looking like they can build a little bit more momentum off of that round. Even though they lost that first pick with Maestro dying on B, they still were able to convert, and that's what we want to see out of these teams.
Absolutely. NC State wants to play this one up B ramp aggressively. Neither team has a full buy here, and there goes one. Crims tries to rotate off of the Molotov. Danilo and Diddy Dab find one. Danilo finds another. NC State, it's all gone wrong. Danilo and Diddy Dab take control of the site. It's all on Mace, and he's not enough. 2 players for Kentucky swing out and meet him, and NC State loses a decisive one.
Danilo is taking over. 28 kills for him. He's probably the biggest motivator for Kentucky right now, as he is just pulling out the op and just destroying people. You mentioned it before the game started that Danilo was going to be the player to watch for Kentucky, that he was putting up illegal stat lines in FACEIT, and he is converting on that. Not to be outdone, though, as Mace keeping up with him in the kills department is 28 kills for Mace, the young star for NC State, proving that he's not going to be outdone by Danilo.
Absolutely. NC State just working with pistols. They're all going to group up towards mid, as Tau's going to give them the little bit of utility they need, hopefully, to take some space. Diddy Dab, great Molotov, great work from Tau on that call, and that'll force him off the angle. Danilo with the op, going to take a good angle here, but King might catch him at a bit of an odd time, as NC State ready to push. Lots of boosting, and they will spot him out and force him off the angle. NC State does, the flash, hopefully to get him back in, maybe get Diddy Dab set up for a kill, as this mid push is going to be what NC State's looking for. Tau throws his life out there to get the information. Diddy Dab does have to back up, but NC State doesn't get a lot of space off of it.
Still only PT-50s in the hand of NC State, is there looking for something, anything, but the nades from UKentucky gonna bring King down to 54 HP. This is such a difficult push. Anything would feel good for NC State, and Maestro almost going down to the Mully there as well.
Maestro just living through all the nades getting thrown at him. Mr. Myers does a ton of damage to Danilo with a headshot. He's going to try to catch this aggression as the rest of NC State starts to rotate out. Maestro with just the 3 health, not able to live through the AK bullet through the wall. As Kentucky has caught the aggression of NC State, started to trap them, and NC State's going to have to rotate back now.
NC State looking for absolutely anything that Kentucky will give them, but they're so solid on these angles. Their utility usage to slow down NC State has been so good. And now it's going to be Danilo.
Danilo just knows where they are at all times. King coming up, runs into one. Danilo gets another. That's your carry for Kentucky. He is doing his work. Mr. Myers living with the pistol. There's so many players to work through, and he's not in a good spot. The knife run down, not able to collect anything. A little bit of poor form from Crims there as Kentucky grabs the round off the back of NC State's pistols.
Well done from Kentucky not to lose a single player there. It's got to feel good for them. Is still going to have an MP9 in hand, but he's not going to complain too hard. But a Galil able on the line for Tau is everyone else with an AK for NC State. This is the round that NC State is gonna have to convert on, because this is momentum building for UKentucky. Danilo having a really solid bank is gonna be able to rebuy an op even if he goes down. So they need to be able to deny Danilo some of these kills. And as soon as I say that, Maestro getting the opening pick onto him, that's got to be the way you start this round.
Cool Noob gets Tau, but he is traded by Mace as NC State's up 4 players to 3 now. Not a ton of space taken, but it looks like as soon as they made that push onto FACEIT, they're going to regroup now. Danilo getting found very early for NC State. That's been the thorn in their side so far in these rounds that they haven't been able to convert. As Gio goes down, Mace with the perfect timing. NC State, it's all going their way. You said it, this is a round they need to convert, and they've delivered.
So far, so good. 2 players now rotating back for UKentucky, but it is a 4v2 retake situation as NC State looking to take this site, get a plant down, and keep these rifles from going into the next round. As soon as I say that, Diddy Dab gets a bit of a good fight, but takes a little bit of damage as well. And now 4v2 with Diddy Dab going down makes it a 1v4 with just Crims alive. No point in saving with this economy that he has and the economy that UKentucky has built up. He wants to keep NCC from getting a match point, but what can he do against 4 AKs?
Absolutely. The setup from NC State, so good, so patient. Lots of utility to use just to give themselves the time. Crims not sure what to do. I'm not sure what I would do in his situation either. He gets spotted out and King collects the kill. NC State off the back of 3 from Mace, and the early kill onto Danilo from Maestro gets them to match point.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Both Danilo and Mace have crossed the 30 kill mark as Mace hits 31, Danilo with 30. I wonder if he does rebuy the op. No utility available for Danilo, just an op and an armor, and he's going pure aim in this round, wanting to take out NC State by force, but 5 AKs available and full utility for everyone except for Mace and Mr. Myers. This is looking pretty solid for NC State if they want to convert. This will be map 1 to NC State on UKentucky's map pick, no less.
Absolutely, that's an important part of this. Is NC State, if they're able to convert, they're going to a map that they're going to be arguably more comfortable on than this one. This being Kentucky's map pick. Danilo, he wants to put the team on his back. This is the position he wants to find himself in. Got the op, locking down a site that only has Mr. Myers on the lurk. NC State starting to take a ton of space towards mid, actually. They've cleared all this space. King goes down to Diddy Dab over in mid, though, as Crims gets traded by Maestro, and Mace just barely lives off of Crims' aggressive push. It's going to force a bit of a recontest from Kentucky. Tau gets one and gets traded. Everyone's all over the place. Diddy Dab does nothing. Danilo goes down to Mr. Myers.
3v2 situation. Mace on low HP. Cool Noob, the only one on this site, as his teammate Diddy Dab is looking to relocate, but that nade from Cool Noob takes out Mace, who is already low, and now it's Maestro and Mr. Myers, 2 of the newest members of this team, versus Diddy Dab and Cool Noob. 2v2 situation. As NC State gonna attempt to get the bomb down. The spray from Maestro going wide.
NC State,
Mr. Myers
NC
able
State
to back off.
NC State in a good position. They do get the bomb down, and they do have the control of the space that they want to. They're willing to give up a little bit of the space, make sure that nobody gets caught from behind. Kentucky's going to spend a lot of utility, and it looks like this is going to be their push. Kentucky gets themselves set up as Maestro comes through, and it works out for Maestro as he gets both of them. NC State 16-11. They will take map 1. Vertigo.
The aggressive play from Maisto to flash through the smoke, knowing that they were on the defuse, knowing that they're a team that likes to stick it. I love that. So smart, so intelligent from NC State. They're going to convert map 1 on you, Kentucky's map pick. Good stuff to NC State. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back with map 2 Anubis. Carter, I'm excited to see where we're going from here.
Oh, I'm thrilled. NC State wins a great one on Kentucky's map pick, and now they're headed to their own. What can NC State do against a very good Kentucky squad? Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. We are back, everybody. I hope your break was good. Ours was wonderful. Got to know the lovely Avi a little bit more. We actually haven't, Avi, had a ton of time to talk or interact, which is odd. You've been such a big figure in NC State esports, but it's good to have you on the call. How are we feeling about that map 1 on Vertigo?
Map 1 was a banger. We saw Maced and Danilo just absolutely fragging out. The NC State coming out on top. Gotta feel good for the Wolfpack on UKentucky's map pick, no less. So that's going to be a lot of momentum for the side of NC State. And we're in the warm-up right now. NC State gotta feel good about getting to their Anubis pick, and map 3 Inferno, if they so get to go there, is going to be a banger if we do get to go there. And I'm looking forward to how UKentucky is going to be able to adapt. NC State has just been so good with their utility, and it has been so good in these post plants and getting to these sites as well. Their early game, finding info, getting their aggression, and Tao, one of those in-game leaders who's just so good at synthesizing everything that's going on the map. Such a smart guy. Can't compliment him enough. Shout out to Teddy.
Absolutely.
I'm just looking forward to more from the Wolfpack, you know?
Absolutely. As a Wolfpack homer, hoping to not see Inferno, hoping they can close it out on this Anubis. This will be the second time we've seen them this season on Anubis. We did see them scrim Anubis one time. That map ended, I believe it was 16-12 or 16-11, not in NC State's favor. It was their map pick, and it is their map pick now. I will say, Mr. Myers is well known as an Anubis master, and so he's who I think NC State's built a lot of the set around. And Tao has told me that his experience has been really pivotal in getting NC State set up on this Anubis map. So he's going to be the player to watch from NC State and Kentucky. It's all Danilo, and it will continue to be. He had a huge map last time, and it just wasn't enough.
He was doing his damnedest. You could tell those last couple rounds when he was buying up the op every round. Even not able to afford full utility when he was buying it up. He was doing his absolute damnedest to try to put Kentucky on his back and take out NC State, and he got pretty close a couple times. Some of those rounds with the 3Ks and the 4Ks with the op were just so difficult for NC State to work around, but too little too late for Danilo. Is he's going to attempt to carry the momentum that he was building from the last map into this map here.
Absolutely.
Now, knife round starting up for NC State. We're going to be going, it's a formality once again, as the sides I believe have already been selected. So I'm looking forward to where we start out here.
Absolutely. As we head into Anubis map 2, this is NC State's map pick. They won Kentucky's map pick Vertigo 16-11 if you're just now joining us. This is map 2 of a best of 3. As since this is NC State's pick, they're going to give up the knife round as a formality. Mace, running for his life, wants to take a little dip in the canal before Kentucky will decide which side they want to start on.
Kentucky has selected to start on the CT side. So NC State, with the Glocks available, gonna probably go for something fast. Maybe on this B site, on this A site is Danilo. Only player with a P2K, every other player with a USP. And NC State probably gonna look to replicate a lot of their successes from last game, and they were notably slower on the T side than Kentucky was. Kentucky on their first half chose to take a lot of those fights very quickly, chose to 5-man rush a lot of things and be sure that they could just trade out effectively, and NC State definitely chose to be a little bit more methodical, and that's what we're seeing here. A bit of a default coming out for NC State as smoke getting thrown by Tao for this B site take is going to be difficult for UK to get around.
NC State does make it across the bridge. This bridge, if you were there for that Anubis that we saw a little bit ago, was a huge pain point for them. Now they do make it through, and they do have a little bit of space into Kentucky's territory as King yanks down Danilo all the way over. That is
just
a
flat
little...
out wins a fight. Glock versus P2K. Gotta feel good for King, as he's not even going to take a point of damage. And now a 4v5. NC State with the Glocks available are going to look for maybe one more pick, and one more player going to make contact with Mr. Myers, and both players going to escape with their lives. Cool Noob going to be worse for wear, though.
Absolutely. Tao makes his way onto site, and Cool Noob on the retreat actually gets the kill. Does get out, takes a little bit more damage, but will live with just 2 HP, so a light breeze might kill him. NC State now in a 4 versus 4.
B site completely open. I wonder if NC State opts to go there. Now only one player available, as there's 2 on the A site and 1 back in the CT spawn waiting to rotate over, as Crim's gonna spot out a couple of players and has every player staring at him, and now it's free sight for NC State. Plant gonna go down, and now with Cool Noob on 2 HP, this is basically a 4v2. Difficult retake for for UK.
Absolutely. It's going to be Geo stuck in this little corner room. Diddy Dab wants to play aggressively. He'll try to get some space and does get a little bit of information. Mr. Myers in the corner takes a ton of damage. Geo gets one. Doesn't matter how much health you have, you can hit shots, but it does now. He's just the last man alive, and with 2 HP, he's going to have to make some magic happen. Dodging, bobbing, weaving. NC State wants to play quiet. There are 3 of them and 1 of him, and it's just too much. NC State, off the back of that entry, will get round 1.
That first pick from King was so important onto Danilo, and that's got to feel bad for the side of Kentucky. Is once again the slow, methodical play from NC State off the back of IGL Tau. It converts into a pistol round win, and now a full save for the side of Kentucky. Just a flash bot on the side of Danilo, and nothing else. That's you can't feel good losing the round like that, especially if it's just off of 1 pick, essentially.
Absolutely. NC State, big gun advantage here. Kentucky knows that they want to play aggressive. NC State knows that they want to play aggressive, and it looks like it's going to be a collision course. Very aggressive. Maestro, who's trying to throw a nade, gets taken down. King, maced. Mr. Myers get all but 1 as Danilo was controlling the bridge, and it's just him. He's going to have to try to catch everyone from NC State. Will take 1 gun out of the hands of Tau, but NC State gets site control with the 3 remaining players.
Nice little shot there from Danilo to take 1 gun away from NC State. And as much as they would like to convert all these guns into the next round, Danilo looking to deny them as best as possible. Maybe recover one of those guns if possible. But once again, rocking a hard place. Just a P2K and a dream as he might spot out 1 player, takes the shot, takes out King, and that's the AK going down. So looking like they want to recover this, but Danilo trying to get it back, and he does pick up a smoke, which is going to allow him to pick it up as well.
Danilo now runs through, gets the AK, and looks like he's going to get out. Might take 1 with him. Mr. Myers just barely lives, and Danilo not going to give chase. Happy to steal an AK. Does he get out with his life? Just barely. As Kentucky... That is
a win for Kentucky.
Absolutely. On a pistol round like that, all you want to do is kill as many players and steal as many guns, and Danilo does just that. Only 2 weapons brought through for NC State, and Danilo will grab a rifle.
I don't love the post-plant setup NC State had there. It feels like they kind of left King out in the open without, I feel like every player should have been off-site there with the utility that they still had available. But a round win is a round win. 5 rifles available for NC State, even if 2 of them are Galil's. So this is a full buy round versus a full buy round. As you can see, there's not a lot of utility on the side of Kentucky, but a ton of utility on the side of NC State.
Absolutely. This Anubis being the new map in the pool starting to show its head early as a little bit of a missed smoke there from Kentucky, something that you will probably see a lot. Not a map that a lot of people have had time to have experience on, as Maestro does get taken down by Danilo, but Tau trades him out. NC State able to collect themselves in a 4 versus 4 now, but not a lot of space to be had.
The Galil's shooting straight for NC State today as they're going to... I think Tau is going to not recover that rifle, even though it was right underneath his feet. Maybe thinking someone's about to swing him right here as he is alone. 1 player to his left is King, but not exactly in a position to trade just yet. But now, with both players here, they're going to throw some smoke, some utility, maybe take a little bit more of this mid position. Bit of an A lean for NC State as we have 1 player going back into spawn to grab the bomb, but Cool Noob gonna take out King and spray down Tau's health a little bit as well. Really solid stuff from Kentucky's player, and now he's gonna spot out 1 more.
Tau wanted to get the information and does so aggressively. Tries to throw the util and is focused on that instead, but lots of nade damage as Diddy Dab gets 1 but gets Molotoved off the spot. NC State in a round that saw them get 1 pick early has gone awry as they just have 2 players left and not a lot of help to work with. Tau going to run. Gets into the canal. And Mr. Myers, Crims finds him on the rotate. Mr. Myers going to try to get 1 on his way out and won't. Kentucky able to, off the back of the rifle that Danilo steals, and all the bot ones collect 1 round here.
Clean round from Kentucky is. I think we're going to see an op online for Danilo now because 5,700 credits. There you go. Op and armor and no utility available for Danilo, but that's what we saw had a lot of success for the side of Kentucky in the last map, and he's going to look to replicate that momentum that he was building on, hit some of these shots, hit some of these clips that he was getting. And now NC State on a bit of a save. Tech 9s and Glocks and some P250s. This is going to be a fast mid-play run boost attempt.
Danilo gets 1, but he's got to run away. He's going to get run down by the pistols, but he has run into the support. Maestro gets 2, though, and NC State picks up the op and some space now. Round not over, especially with the op in the hands of Mr. Myers. What can he do? Spots 1 out. Dinks Diddy Dab, not able to get the kill. Diddy Dab hiding in a different spot on site now. Tries to get out with his life, and NC State seems to know where he is. Tau, not able to get the kills. Crims comes from behind to get 2. Tau, not able to get the kill. NC State get 2 and no more as Kentucky able to secure round 4. Not able to pick up the op, though, at the end of it looks like. So a little bit of a hit to their economy.
Almost a crazy conversion from NC State as Maestro got 2 with the Tech 9 there. Danilo got 1 off the start and actually got Maestro down to very low HP on the collateral, but not able to convert is NC State, and they're going to do a little half-buy one more time with the Tech 9s and the Deagles. And once again, Danilo able to buy an op again, as I think Cool Noob was able to purchase it for him. So
absolutely.
A pretty solid buy round once again for Kentucky, and now full util available for them as well.
Absolutely. King wants to take this upper angle, and Danilo not ready for it. Does spot him back and does a little bit of damage, but the op still in the hands of the Kentucky captain. NC State starting to gather towards B, perhaps, as we see a little bit of a lurk here from Maestro trying to make his way in through the side room. Tech 9 gets sprayed and does a little bit of damage, but no kills traded. NC State takes a moment to take count of what they've got. Kentucky starts to lock down the site.
Rem's not alone on this B site as he has 1 player with him, but 5 players strong is NC State, and they're going to take out Geo, and it's just Crims alone on the site, and he's going to take out 2. Really well done from Crims as King finally able to trade him back in Danilo, getting the trade back onto King. And now it's a 2v3 pistols only for NC State, 2 rifles and an op in the retake for Kentucky, as this is a difficult hold for NC State to be in.
Yeah, NC State not a lot to work with, no rifles. All they had was the positioning, and not anymore. Mr. Myers, everybody's running him down. They want a piece, and the Deagle shot's not landing. Got a reload, and he's getting chased. Gets one on a Diddy Dab, though. The missed shot. Bomb does get defused, and only 1 collected for NC State. A round win for Kentucky, but at least a few kills gotten on the half-by.
All things considered, not bad for Mr. Myers there. Getting 1 kill is better than he probably expected to do, especially with the Deagle in hand only. And now full rifles available for NC State, full AKs, and now we're probably going to see a bit more of a slowdown once again. We're going to see them, just like they did in the pistol round, maybe methodically try to get some info, see if they can't utilize their utility to push Danilo off of these op angles, because they know that he has it in hand.
Absolutely. NC State looking to set up again onto the Spirits. They're going to challenge Danilo. Another rare miss shot from him. Hasn't been on with the op today, at least. Thankful for NC State. Thankful is NC State. I'm sure Danilo still wants to challenge, as does King. Danilo takes a little bit of damage, and he is forced back now. But he's refusing to give up the space. Misses again. Still gets out with his life. How does he keep getting away with it?
Unfortunate for Danilo as the shots are going wide. I think King kept on switching up his little angle position and was really smart about taking that engagement even into an op, even though it's probably not a smart engagement to take in the first place against Danilo. But Maestro with the molly going to take out Geo as well, and really clean stuff from NC State as now they have a B split from mid. Krim's going to take out 1 onto Mace, but is going to get taken out by the molly of, or is going to take out King as well with his molly. So now 3v2 in favor of NC State, but Mr. Myers on low HP, and Cool Noob going on a long trek all the way back to the B site from CT spawn.
Absolutely. It's going to be on Diddy Dab and Cool Noob. Diddy Dab takes an early fight on to Tao, but the great nade forces him back. He's able to collect 1, not able to collect the other. It's a 2 versus 1, but NC State very low on health. Cool Noob has it all.
And they're split up as well, hoping to make this crossfire happen, but Mr. Myers too good for Cool Noob there, gets the headshot and ends the round, making it 3-3. NC State tying up the rounds, and looking at Kentucky's economy, it's not looking great. 2 players unable to buy. Crims with a lot of money in the back pocket, and Danilo gonna force up a rifle as well. Looking like a full force round for the side of Kentucky, as Crims gonna force up the rifle. Danilo gonna force up the op again.
Absolutely. Kentucky doesn't want to give anything up, and NC State gets all their rifles. They are fighting tooth and nail for every round.
They're doing their best. 5 AKs available and a solid amount of utility. Maced with no smokes, no flashes, no nothing, but NC State. Look at this B long position. Danilo gonna look for something. But he's gonna get owned by Mr. Myers.
Oh my god, he's a freak of nature. Mr. Myers catches the opper by surprise, and Danilo goes down early.
That was a Ferrari peak and a half, and now Maestro gonna take out Crims as well, making it a 4v2. Mr. Myers and Maestro both on low HP, so Diddy Dab and Geo have their work cut out for them. But Tao and Mace alive and well, and with utility available, means that this is gonna be a difficult place for for Kentucky to hold. I will say though, look at this. All four NC State players were on the A side, but look at them rotate over to the B side. And now Kentucky going to be forced to split their players in order to be able to hold both sites at once. And NC State, with this B site, is probably going to get it for free.
Absolutely. We might see Tao on the lurk here. He's known to play this role and just finds the timing onto Geo, but not able to collect the kill. Might give them enough space, and NC State knows that that's the trigger to go. They are going to take B site for free, and it's going to be on Geo to try to retake this. No one on Kentucky's ready for it. The util does prompt Geo to turn around, as NC State is going to get the bomb down and set themselves up. Not a lot of health to work with, and that Molotov of Diddy Dab could do a lot of work for him if he can get over there.
Huge kill from Geo on Tao, because if Tao gets that kill, the round is just over. There's no chance for UKentucky to get it back into it. But it looks like the round's over anyways. UKentucky, seeing that their economy is not in the best spot, does not even want to attempt to go for this retake. They're going to pick up the op of Danilo, knowing exactly where it was. And they're going to say, you know what, we'll take those. You guys can have the site, and you guys can have the round.
Absolutely. NC State gets a round win, all important, but Kentucky saves the op, so at the very least, not all is lost, but NC State will take the 1-round lead here heading into round 8.
4-3 now scoreline is NC State once again having a pretty strong first half, and both teams have been trading rounds in the early rounds of the game, but NC State once again getting a bit of a lead, and now Danilo with an op and Diddy Dab with a rifle. This is going to be this is an extremely scuffed buy from the side of UKentucky. As Geo with the USP and armor, and maybe he's going to pick up a rifle off the ground, but this is an MP9 and 2 FAMASs.
Everyone from Kentucky does have a weapon technically, but not everyone has the weapon that they're going to want, as it's all going to come down to Danilo, you think, is the linchpin. He does still have the op. It's the most firepower, as NC State's got all the rifles as they start to collect themselves. Looks like moving towards A.
I love the space that Geo's been able to take on B long. Danilo locking down mid once again, but chooses to back off, and there's so much info available for Kentucky, but NC State once again has been taking this A long position. Mr. Myers has been unstoppable here. We saw him last round just wide swinging onto Danilo's op and taking him out with a headshot. So a lot of space being taken by NC State, and they're once again looking for this info, looking to see how many players they can find, know where they are, and seeing if they can get a little bit of mid control. This mid control has been so big for NC State. They've been trying to push Danilo off the single every single round, and they've been trying to turn it into a bit of a split onto either side.
Absolutely. NC State able to get a little bit of space towards mid, as it looks like Kentucky has most of their players towards B site, and NC State, most of their players now rotating towards A. It looks like this rotate from Diddy Dab might come at just the right time to catch Tao as he starts to peek through the door. He's ready for it, though, and spots him out. Perfect crosshair placement, and Diddy Dab walks right into it. That's the go button for NC State.
A split now is the call, and Tao maybe catches one player, and he is going to catch one, and King gets one more into Kulnu, but it's just Crims versus 4 now with the MP9 in hand. Op picked back up by Maestro. So this is just a great round from NC State, winning every single 1v1.
Absolutely. NC State takes 3 1v1s at once and wins them all. Crims, just with the SMG's, got to fight 5 players, including the picked up op of Maestro, and he's going to be running into all the firepower. They know he's there. He runs around the corner, and that's just it. NC State able to string 2 rounds together now and has a lead of 2 heading into round 9.
UK looking bad on the money side, only 37.50 on Danilo, who is the richest player on the blue team right now. So NC State able to get an op on Lion on Will, who was very lethal with it in the last map. It was on the CT side, I will say, but you know, once he has that weapon in hand, he's going to be shooting. So NC State feeling pretty good about this. Momentum starting to build up a little bit. Just P250s and 5.7s and a P2K for the side of UK.
They're going to take this one aggressively, coming all the way out. It's going to be on Mace to try to stop this one. Flashed, and he's got to back up. There's one. Will get the kill. His Tao gets actually 3 as he comes over to support Mace. And all of a sudden, this pistol push from the side of Kentucky is destroyed. Cool Noob goes down. Tao gets 4, and it's all Danilo. The smoke's going to go down, and he's going to get found out. The ace not quite there for Tao, but NC State gets all of them in a perfect round.
Clean round for NC State, as they don't invest a single weapon. They don't have to invest a single weapon, as they get to keep the op online, they get to keep every single rifle, and the aggressive pistol push fails for Kentucky. An op back online for Danilo now. That's the gun that he's had so much impact on, so we're looking to have that same impact from before, but it seems like he's falling behind this map a little bit. Even in kills with 3 of his teammates, and Crims with 8 is the frag leader for the side of UKentucky, so NC State looking to take a little bit more, and King getting the best of Danilo in the up 1v1. Gotta feel bad for Danilo.
King wants to take the aggressive angle, doesn't care about all the fame that Danilo has, and NC State runs down mid. They win all their fights, and NC State has a lot of space to work with.
And now this mid control is so important for this map because now they're able to split up to both sites. They can choose to figure out where each player is, and Gio gets spotted out through the smoke. But CoolNoob and Gio both collecting 2 kills, and CoolNoob gonna get 1 more. As finally he gets traded out. Oh my god, what a turnaround from the side of Kentuckies. This is now a 2v2 even round, or an even round for both teams.
Absolutely, Kentucky all stuck in the same spot, and Mr. Myers wants to take it aggressive. He'll get 1, and now that it's a 2v1, they are going to take control a little bit. Going to have to watch a lot of angles. Crim's stuck in a bit of a bad spot, but is Mr. Myers ready for it? Not watching the right way, but the flick is just right, and NC State strings a bunch together now. After a round that got scary out of nowhere, they will collect it.
Some heroics from CoolNoob. That was almost a disaster for NC State. Off of the first pick, they got so much mid control, and Tao was not able to convert off of the stuff that they got. But in the end, Mr. Myers clutches up and gets that nice little flick onto the side of Crims. And NC State with a 7-3 lead. This is looking very solid for the Wolfpack.
Especially if you look at their money starting to get everything rolling for them. 2 players over 10K. Kentucky not quite working out the same, as they are going to be working with a Scout, 3 Deagles, and an MP9. And King comes out aggressively, and it's not working out for him. Tao running backwards. Everything's a mess. Mace able to calm everything down, collects 2 as NC State secures it. Maestro gets another, and in a round that never looked like anyone knew what was happening, NC State comes out on top.
Diddy Dab with the Scout, unable to make it happen. 4 players still alive for NC State, 4 rifles brought into the next round, and King, with a ton of money in the bank, can opt for an op if he wants to. It's been successful in the past, and he took out Danilo on the 1v1 before, but on the offensive side, on the T side, just wants to take out the rifle and just wants to tap some heads. Can't complain too much about that. And like you said earlier, Mr. Myers, master of Anubis, is at the top of the scoreboard for NC State. The young gun, 10 kills for him, 3 assists, 3 deaths. Gotta feel good for him to be able to perform on the map that he feels most comfortable on.
You're absolutely right. NC State secures that one, and they are looking good as they roll into the next one. NC State not known for the op on T side, so they're not choosing to buy it back at the very least on King, as they are looking to set up towards B here. It's going to be on maybe Geo, the smoke blocking off their sight lines. Are they getting too comfortable with it? Does NC State want to push? Looks like they're going to take this one slow.
Danilo's been going for some super interesting rollouts. The Foon cosplay, as I like to call it, bunny hopping up, and he took so much space on this mid position, but mollied off. He's going to run into Tao very shortly.
Mr. Myers finds one over to B site, but that's not where the rest of NC State is. All the util's going to come out in the world, and King gets Geo, as all of a sudden Crims is left alone on site sitting in the smoke, and it's not worth it. King gets another. Danilo comes around the corner just to get his head taken off, and it's just down to CoolNoob in a 1 versus 5 with no sight control, smoked off, and they know where he is. Does get King, though.
Well done from CoolNoob to get 1 back, but it just feels like NC State is winning every single gunfight now. It's not even just a team diff. It's just an aim diff at this point, just because NC State has taken every single 1v1, gotten every single kill, and they're just able to get on site for free off of that.
NC State has pushed aggressively, and it has been working for them as CoolNoob left alone, and Mr. Myers knows where he is. The Anubis Master wants to challenge him, doesn't want to let the bomb explode, and does get taken down. NC State okay to lose that money. Mr. Myers sitting at that max amount of money in the bank, 16K, so not the end of the world for him either way. CoolNoob, the 1 player alive at NC State, collects the round, and they're up 6 now.
They run into him.
Tao coming around the corner. They spot him. The shots just go by through the box, and he will carry the AK into the next round. Huge for Kentucky.
Able to rebuy 1 more as well, as Kentucky probably looking like it's going to be a force round, because they need to quell this momentum in some way, shape, or form. Diddy Dab with the Scout once again, and this is looking like NC State already with so much momentum. 9 rounds to 3 is the scoreline, and Mr. Myers has just had such a great map so far.
King does choose to buy the op now. Very uncharacteristic for NC State on the T side, and a little bit of a window in the smoke there. King not able to see through that part of the wall there. Just not quite in the right positioning is CoolNoob, as it looks like Kentucky somehow gets away with that little bit of a scuffed smoke there as NC State starts to set up. Mr. Myers over towards A might take on Danilo. This has been the matchup to watch on this map especially.
Ooh, they might just barely not see each other, as the timing not good for either player. Crim's going to take a little bit of damage from this molly. Going to see Maestro but nothing to be had. No kills just yet, and King not finding anything with the op in mid as none of the players choose to go for him. And now, stacked up on this B-long position is NC State, looking to take site here, but there's 3 players in the area. This is not going to be an easy take.
Crims gets one, but he does get traded by Tao. Diddy Dab going to be watching the room with the scout and not able to hit the shot. NC State's going to get the bomb plant on just the other corner. Gio gets one, but is traded by Maestro, and Diddy Dab goes down. It's a 3v2. Not that Tao has a lot of health left. And Danilo and Cool Noob going to be working back into sight. Cool Noob smoked off. NC State now starting to slow it down a little bit. King with the op knows where Cool Noob is, and it's a great smoke to re-up that bit of cover that they get. Danilo's going to come in. Maestro's going to be in the corner. Danilo gets King, but Maestro trades him back. It's all down to Cool Noob with the M4.
Cool Noob has really impressed me this map. He's been a big part of any of the success that Kentucky has had, and he's just been getting the kills, going for any of these fights, and doing his best. And he's going to get one on Tao, but Maestro with the trade back right away is just ready for it. And don't pick up the scout there.
Oh, and the timing's just not quite right. Was going to have the op to carry over, and it just blows up before the round ticks over. NC State not too hurt, so much money in the bank that they can afford it. Kentucky, not the same.
Once again, not a lot of the money left on the side of Kentucky. They're able to afford a full buy here, but it's looking worse for wear. Utility is scarce for the side of UK. And NC State able to full buy everything, including an op, 4 nades on every single player, and King has been unstoppable this game so far, but that nade is going to do a ton of damage to him.
Absolutely. It's going to be on Danilo to stop these 2 aggressive pushes here from NC State. Mr. Myers goes down. Danilo gets one, but not both. Maestro lives. Just 7 health to work with, but at least they've cleared some space onto B's site. How does Kentucky choose to support it? They're going to send Diddy Dab behind. The timing. Maestro got to look this way, and he knows. Tao gets spotted. Maestro not able to trade either as Diddy Dab gets 2 in canals, and NC State now down to 2 players in a 2v4.
Really, really well done from Diddy Dab. The timing on the lurk was just so nice, and the aggression there was really good. And he knew that one player was low, and Tao just exposed there is going to get his head taken off by Diddy Dab. And now 2v4. I doubt NC State opts to save here. They might get rid of the op. I kind of hope they do, actually.
Looks like they have. King has gotten rid of it, and it is nowhere to be seen. Not trying to give that gun over to Kentucky, but you never know what can happen, especially... And King does grab the AK off of Tao's body. They're going to swing into Gio. Gio takes a little bit of damage, but doesn't get the kill. NC State smoked off. They want to get into A site, and they will. There's just one player here, but it's Cool Noob, and Gio gets King on the rotate. Peeks through the smoke, and it's all down to Mace. What can he do? He doesn't even find one. Cool Noob secures the site, and Kentucky able to stem the bleeding just a little.
Cool Noob, once again, like I said, has impressed me a lot this half. Has been sort of the linchpin of a lot of Kentucky's success, and with Danilo faltering a little bit, not able to get the success that he had on Vertigo, Cool Noob has really picked it up and kept Kentucky from losing out more than they already have. And on the other side of the coin, Maestro has been super, super good this half, and an interesting little buy there as we see Mace with a P90.
Absolutely, might be going for something cheeky here. He wants to play this one aggressive towards a site, and is Kentucky ready for it? Smokes himself up and over, and the spray around the corner, but Danilo's ready for it. The smoke does secure it, but
doesn't go well.
Mr. Myers
NC State is going to get a little bit more space here. I love the trade from Mr. Myers. It was a funny attempt from Mace. I don't think it was the best idea, but it was something. Now, Tao with the lurk in mid. Oh, catches the timing on a Diddy Dab this time. Really well done. Aware of what he got punished for last time, and keeps Diddy Dab from getting the same success. So, NC State now in a 4v3 position, going to get a bit of mid control. B-side is completely open. I don't know if they realize this, and all 3 of the Kentucky players on the A side, except for one player who has made it all the way around T-spawn, and that's Crims, in a really, really solid position here.
Doesn't spot out Mr. Myers, and Tao gets Gio in mid as Mr. Myers somehow gets away with his life. Cool Noob is able to trade Tao on the rotate, and it looks like Mr. Myers is not going to be expected, especially because Crims should have spotted him. And C-State will get the bomb down, not quite actually. Maestro gets scared, gets spotted, and Crims in a bit of a tough spot here, as it looks like Mr. Myers is just going to get back to join his team. And C-State now will plant the bomb, knowing where Crims is at the very least. Cool Noob coming from the same direction. And C-State going to set up for control of site now.
absolutely massive that Maestro spotted out Crims there. I think he barely caught a pixel of it, and now the timing from Cool Noob is going to allow him to take a little bit more space on this long side. Maestro not spotting him out, and he's going to get a bit of a weird angle, but now both players are going to spot each other out, and Crims going to attempt to take a little bit more space as well. 3v2 is King going to take out Crims, and King going to take out both players. Tao with the most eliminations this round, 11-4. Really, really, really strong half for NC State.
Absolutely, 11-4 is a monster half of any map. Anubis included. Kentucky only able to get 4. They won 3 of the first 6, and then only 1 of the rest of them. NC State has shown dominance and poise over Kentucky on their own map pick Anubis.
Really solid stuff, and Mr. Myers showing his stuff as the Anubis master once again. 12 kills from him, only 1 behind both King and Maestro, but Tao and Mace keeping up as well. The frags very even for the side of NC State. Every player showing up their best, and with this pistol round, we're looking to see more of the same success that we had before, as UK pushing up this A side, 5 players strong in long. Gonna run into Mr. Myers on site.
Mr. Myers, the Anubis master, NC State's trying to trust him to take care of this site himself and sees everybody running in. Gio gets taken down by Mace, who's come over to support. Kentucky does get site control, and it looks like they are going to get the bomb down as Cool Noob gets one, and Crims gets the other. Danilo goes down to King on the rotate from behind. NC State coming back in as Maestro gets one and somehow lives. NC State 3 versus 2. King not able to collect anything. Tao, perfect timing, waits it out and is able to get Cool Noob. It's just down to Diddy Dab. Maestro, just 7 health to work with, is going to maybe get spotted out by Diddy Dab, but takes the kill with 7 health. Maestro collects 2, and NC State wins the pistol.
The fact that Maestro lived there is insane. He was on 7 HP and definitely should have died. Bunny hopped out of the way of a bunch of Glock bullets and just Houdini'd his way into some success. And now that's a win for NC State. Only 4 rounds until they take this map and take this series 2-0 if they are able to convert on these next couple rounds. And off of a pistol round, that's got to feel good.
NC State very strong here. Maestro gets away with 2 kills when he should have had 0, and that secures the round for NC State. They let Kentucky get the A control, but they do come back with a retake and get the kills. We see Crims and Diddy Dab both by the scouts here for the side of Kentucky.
I like the idea. I think it might be a little troll, but this is a lot of mid-control that's waiting to happen. And Crims actually opting to go long, gets a tag onto one player, and that's King, low HP, but will get traded out by the Galil of Geo, but it's still a 4v4 with a gun advantage to... Actually, not really. Gun advantage goes probably to Kentucky as they have 2 Galils online plus the Deagle. NC State looking a little bit worse for wear, but Mace and Maestro converting on 2 kills, making it a 2v4. Full HP on all 4 players from NC State.
Cool Noob just gets the timing to get inside the flash and takes down Maestro, who's been so good on this map for NC State and already 2 kills this round. He will get the space. Bomb is still left behind, though, for Kentucky. They're going to have to rotate back and get it. Diddy Dab with the scout. Misses Tao. Able to get him with the no-scope. Does a little bit more damage, but Tao with the pistol able to collect it, and it's all down to Cool Noob. He's headed back for the bomb, and no, just looking the wrong way. Mr. Myers collects the kill. NC State brings that pistol advantage into the next round, and are at 13 now in Anubis. Map 2.
That is 2 rifles recovered for the side of NC State. A scout on Tao might mean that he's going to go for a bit of mid-control, I assume. King able to buy as well. This is looking really good as... Look at UK's buy. It's so... They can't buy anything. They have to full save. As soon as I say that, they choose to force up with a couple of deagles.
Gonna have to try something. Not a lot of time left to work for Kentucky. Can't give up that many more rounds to try to get something started. Tao does take this bridge control as he throws out the decoy grenade to give himself a little bit of space. As Diddy Dab goes down to King, and oh my goodness, King gets all of them over in the canal. Comes out of the room and gets everyone as we're watching Tao try to hit a clip. Watching the wrong player. King gets 2, Maestro gets 2, and Tao gets 1, and the round's over.
That was a no-scope at the very end for Tao, and that's 14 rounds to 4 as NC State 2 rounds away from taking Anubis. Scout goes off the map, and Tao able to full purchase a rifle. This is looking so solid for NC State. They really feel practiced on this map, but it also feels like UK not super practiced on this map, not ready for any of the strats. Doesn't feel like their T side is very complicated just yet. Doesn't feel like they have a lot of time playing this new map, and that's the danger of having a collegiate team when you don't have a lot of time to practice and you're a full-time student, as most of these people are. You don't have a lot of time to learn every single lineup, every single strat, and King proving to be too strong for Danilo is Cool Noob, able to trade one back onto Mr. Myers, but still 4v4, huge round advantage for NC State.
NC State in an even trade situation now, 4v4, off the back of Cool Noob's kill for Kentucky, as they are stuck, walled out of B-site by that smoke, and they're going to have to regroup now. As we might see, Diddy Dab takes down Tao on a bit of a surprise angle. Tao wasn't prepared. It's just down to Maestro to take the control of this site. He's going to Molotov off that side room and give himself a little bit more space to work with. Diddy Dab wants to play aggressive, and Maestro knows he's in trouble. He's going to back up. Might get Gio on the way out, but not quite. 50 damage to him. Flash comes out, watching this corner now, and accidentally flashes himself, but still gets out with his life.
Diddy Dab has been so good in Canals, has gotten so many pivotal kills off of these rounds, and this might be a conversion for New Kentucky, but Mace has something else to say about it, as he's going to get one, King's going to get another, and now it's a 3v2. Completely flipped the script has NC State, as King's back in that mid position, and Diddy Dab and Maestro just tickling each other, so close to each other, and Maestro's going to get the better of Diddy Dab, and it's just Cool Noob versus 2, and King going to close out the round with the M4, make it match point for NC State.
NC State showing their poise on Anubis. This is why they pick it. Mr. Myers comes onto the team and gets them ready quick. Kentucky showing that they do not know this map very well. NC State won map 1. Kentucky's pick Vertigo, 16-11. This scoreline does not look the same, and it hasn't felt the same either. That was a hard-fought 16-11, and this is not a hard-fought 16-4. NC State not secured it yet, but looking pretty good. Kentucky's got to be perfect from here on out to force overtime.
Rifles available for Kentucky means that they're not out of the wheelhouse just yet. But Maestro getting a bit of a miracle kill on the Crims as he gets traded back by Cool Noob. That's just the story of this map, it feels like, as the first kills have always gone the way of NC State. As soon as I say that, Diddy Dab gets one back on a King. But Mr. Myers quick with the trade. It's now a 3v3. Health advantage to NC State. Utility advantage also to NC State as Mace creeps up into this mid position. Might get a timing onto someone, but Gio ready for it.
NC State just not quite working out with the timing. 3 versus 2 in site control, but not a lot else to work with. It's going to be on Mr. Myers, you think, as looks like Kentucky's gearing up for an A push. This is the Anubis legend. Time to prove it here. Could win match point for NC State out of nowhere, but he's going to have to fight everybody. Mr. Myers stuck in the corner, gets Gio, and Gio just gets away with it. He's gotten away with 2 now, and Kentucky's going to get the bomb down. NC State, it's just Tao. If they want to win it here on this round, Tao's going to have to do some heroic things.
Economy still looks really good for NC State. No reason for Tao to not go for this, as the economy for UK is going to be struggling.
Cool Noob, the timing is just wrong, and Tao gets one, and he gets site control. He's going to have to play 2 sides at once, and he's going to take an aggressive fight onto Gio. Gets another. Danilo just saves it for Kentucky. Tao, almost a heroic play to end it early. Kentucky lives to fight another day.
Holy cow, Tao almost went insane there. That would have been Twitter worthy. That would have gone on every social media platform. I would have screamed. I would have peaked my mic, but unfortunately, Tao unable to convert. But that's another round in the books for UK. While they do have to be perfect from here on out in order to win the match and force a map 3, that's got to feel good. At least getting 1 back, and NC State on a bit of a force buy. Op available for King, but the rest of the team a little bit worse for wear, as only Maestro able to afford a full kit.
NC State wants to take this aggressive, and they are going to put King on the bridge, but no one there to be seen for Kentucky, as it looks like they are going to try to set up for this B push. We see a little bit of waiting in Canals, the side room. It's going to be on Maestro and Tao to try to secure this site. Tao now goes to watching the side room. It's going to be on Maestro when the smoke comes down, as on the boost even. On top of the head of Mason. Oh, almost sprays down. Danilo lives with just 2 HP, and Tao finds the kill onto Crims, but will get traded by Gio, as Kentucky's starting to take this site. King gets one.
As well in mid. Danilo going to go down to Maestro after he took so much damage earlier in the round. It's now a 4v2 with just Diddy Dab and Cool Noob, the 2 players who have kind of been carrying UK on this map, and now the Flash going to allow Cool Noob to get 1 kill, but Diddy Dab going to go down to King, as it's now 1v3 on 15 HP for Cool Noob.
Cool Noob gets one. Maestro goes down. King with the op, flashes him out. King, probably not the best use of the op with just 15 HP, but it's a flashy way to end it. Do it now, King! Through the crack, Cool Noob makes it a 1 versus 1, fakes the plant, but does he expect Mr. Myers coming from this back angle? It looks like he might even be rotating towards A. Mr. Myers going to give chase as both of these players slow walk. Cool Noob gonna have to win this one. It's clutch or kick time for Kentucky. Mr. Myers, the Anubis legend, what is he feeling, and how does he get this one done?
I love this play from Cool Noob, understanding that A side is probably free. I think he knew where Myers was. There's probably a good chance that he read that he was coming all the way around flank. But now 1v1, Cool Noob on 15 HP, one bullet from this AK is going to be enough to take him out. So as soon as Myers reads where he is, this is going to be a round win for NC State. But Cool Noob with an M4 in hand can make this very difficult and has a bit of positioning. But Mr. Myers with a smoke available does fake the defuse. Here's him coming from long.
Cool Noob sprays into the smoke, and it's just the wrong time. Mr. Myers gets the kill, and NC State with a dominant victory on their map pick. Anubis, they don't need all 3 maps against Kentucky. 2-0 for your NC State Wolfpack.
That is 2-0 for NC State, as we're going to see a 1-0 record now as NC State defeats UKentucky for FACEIT Collegiate. Super well done to the Wolfpack. Well fought by UKentucky. That Vertigo map was a lot closer than the Anubis map, and now we're looking for the future. Really, really, really good stuff from the Wolfpack. Really clean util usage, really smart plays, and really good team play from the side of NC State. That's what we like to see out of a young team. That's what we like to see out of the IGL Tau, who is kind of the mastermind, the maestro, if you will, behind everything. And he's doing his absolute best to keep everyone in line. We should get an interview from someone. Who do you want to interview? I kind of want to interview Will.
I was going to pull Tau in just real quick to grab the IGL's take on it. I think in the future we'll be able to grab Will as well. Tau joined the call with us. Tau, a dominant second map in a complete 2-0 victory over Kentucky. Tau, how you feeling? I know this was, at least for you, a bit of a grudge match, a bit of a prove-it match. What did this win mean to you?
It feels good. You know, we beat them last year, and I think it was close. And we also had a big reason to beat them last year, just because they were ranked higher on the power rating. So, you know, always feels good to get a win against Kentucky.
Absolutely.
Thoughts on that map 1? I want to ask about Vertigo. I know you guys played it a lot in the semester before with Stellar and with Gun. Comfortable map for you? Do you still feel like you're okay with teams picking that?
I'm not gonna lie, we haven't practiced it at all. It's on our to-do list, but we really haven't gotten to it. I literally gave everyone positions in the middle of that match.
Well, you could have fooled me. NC State wins Vertigo, Kentucky's map pick. I don't know if you know this, Danilo has been a staple of this Kentucky team, is a menace, FACEIT, level 10. Is that something that you started to play around in the middle of that round? Is him starting to go off, especially on that Vertigo, or was it just get kills, win the map?
You know, there is definitely a level of respect that we had to give. The guys definitely put in some work. And so, yeah, there comes a point on particularly T side where it becomes, hey, figure out where he's playing and let's not go there. I think, luckily, you know, if he's gonna like op B, which he did a lot of the time, it gives us a lot of space to pressure A, and either he's got to really long rotate or he's got to have faith that the guys on A can lock it down. So finishing A was definitely a comfortable play for us to make there.
I want to ask about Anubis as well. I know you spent a lot of time on this map, and we were complimenting Mr. Myers, who is apparently the Anubis master, according to Cutter and the rest of the team. So, any thoughts on how much work you've put into playing that map, and how comfortable you feel playing against even better teams in Kentucky on that map?
Yeah, I mean, Anubis feels pretty comfortable. I think we've spent good time working on our defaults and stuff. I think there's still a decent bit of work that we can do on our T side to look a little bit more competitive in the mid to late round. But I think our CT side in particular, we have solid protocols. We've practiced really well, and I think, you know, I expect the boys to win CT side Anubis against really any competition.
That's the kind of confidence you love to hear from your IGL. Tau, what a masterful performance, especially on Anubis, especially on that T side, as we see, especially in this match. Maced goes wild on Vertigo, dropping almost 30. Or did he hit 30?
He hit like 32.
Man, what an insane map from him. Anubis 16-5, a total stomping. I know you, Tau, have had this as a prove-it match circled in the calendar. How does this set up momentum for the FACEIT League as you start the season 1-0?
I think it's huge. I think particularly since the FACEIT League functions as a Swiss system, I think starting with momentum is huge for the guys. I think on top of that, not just winning against Kentucky, but winning in this fashion really sets us up for a deep run, I think, this season.
That's what we like to hear. Well, congratulations, Teddy. Good stuff to you and the boys. We're very much looking forward to your next match. Do you know when we can expect to see you playing again? Maybe when we can get another stream for you guys.
That's a great question. As it stands, our next match should be around 7 o'clock Saturday. That is a little TBD, depending on whether or not the other team needs to reschedule at all. But as it stands, I think that's when you guys can expect us next.
If you're looking forward to more CS action, keep your eyes on the Discord. We'll be posting announcements in the announcements channel and hopefully getting a better system for when we go live. So if you don't want to do that, follow us on Twitch, turn notifications on. Be sure to follow us on Twitter as well, and you'll get notifications for when we're going live, and hopefully you're going to tune in next time. Thanks everyone for watching. Joining me today has been Cutter. Cutter, any final words for the crowd?
I want to say a big thank you to Tao. I know, Avi, we talked about it on the broadcast. We're all full-time students. I spoke with Tao in person today, and I said it would be so kind of you if you would 2-0 them so I get back to studying for my physics exam that I have tomorrow night. So that's my plan, at the very least, for the rest of the night. Tao, wish all the boys well done. An excellent match. If anyone else has any final words, now would be the time, but I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you for what you guys normally do. I'm glad we could get Avi on the broadcast as well, and I'm glad we could get you that 2-0.
Incredible work. Yeah, big shout out to Avi for coming on the broadcast, joining me here. What a lovely gift it is to have a co-caster. That's all from me. I've been Cutter.
Can we pull Will in? Will wants to get pulled in.
Oh, yeah, pull him in.
Give me 1 second. I'll invite him to the server.
Yeah, we'll get another interview actually with King, one of the other players from the great NC State squad who was instrumental in this win today, rocking the op for NC State on a lot of those defensive sides. So we are going to hopefully bring him in.
Yep.
All right, there he is. Will, how are you feeling, buddy?
Oh man, just on top of the world. You know how it goes 2-0. You know how it be. Just pulling out the boys, showing out today for the first match of the season, clutching up. Good plays all around, everybody. Ted the anchor, obviously can rely on Matthew. Big clutches from Aiden, Tristan, all around, just good match.
NC State looked...
Good to see you. It was good to see you with the op out there, buddy. Fortnite professional, Will.
Hey, man.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I'll be out here, I try my hardest. Try to support the boys, and it worked out.
Does so dominantly. Will, you were rocking that operator on a lot of those defensive sides, and we finally started to see you pull it out on the T side on Anubis. What prompted that change for you, and what led to you going so big?
Well, to be honest with you, I had to cool it off a little bit. Popping off CT side vertigo. Okay, I had to, put an AK in there, just kind of chill out a little bit.
Sure.
And, when you feel the op and it's in your hands, just something happens to you. You just get that confidence, and you just, man, it's over at that point. It's gone. It's done.
That's what we like to see. Good stuff to NC State Wolfpack, the team coming out big. Any final thoughts from you, Teddy, or from you, Will, that you want to say to the crowd of 14 viewers that we have right now?
Shout out to my casters.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Same. That's all I got.
Thank you, boys, for coming on. Oh, go ahead.
Go 2-0 that physics test, yeah?
Yeah. That's the idea.
Word up. All right.
Thank you so much.
GG's, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be back very soon with some Valorant matches, with some CS matches, maybe some League matches if we can get them streamed. Don't go well, you can go anywhere now because the match is over. Keep your eyes on the Esports at NC State Twitch. Follow us. Turn on notifications if you want to watch more of our teams. We're going to be coming back very soon. We're upping a lot of live broadcasts right now, and that's our big project. So keep it locked in with Esports at NC State on Twitch.tv.
I've been Cutter. This has been Avi. We've been casting NC State Esports 2-0 over Kentucky. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Woohoo!